Hooray for editing! I never expected Wii Sports, of all things, to have one of the most frustrating recording sessions that I've had in years, and I just did the Trial of the Sword in Breath of the Wild. Alright, so the next one, picking up spares. This one isn't actually all that bad. I'm just struggling with it because I can't, for whatever stupid-ass reason, can't seem to get my Wii remote to throw the ball straight. That's kind of important with this one, so what I'm trying with this is aiming off a little bit more to the side than I usually do, so to like compensate for that. But also, there's an Easter egg coming up in one of these bowling mini games that just took forever to happen. Not exaggerating, I've been here for hours. I thought I was gonna be long done by then, or whatever terminology you want to use. I thought it was gonna be over by now. That's what I'm trying to say. But no, we're back here. Yeah, we're gonna take care of this real quick. I don't plan to showcase every stage in this, because I really just don't care that much. That's kind of the running theme with this video, honestly. I honestly just don't really care, and I apologize. I probably should, but I've been here for a long time, and there's not really that much interesting to show with these. There is one coming up in, I think, the third bowling minigame that I want to demonstrate. There's a couple Easter eggs here and there that are cool, but overall, I'm just here to demonstrate it. I'm not actually here to care. Okay, we're definitely want to be off a little more to the side for this one. This is one that I've always struggled with. The one where they're directly behind each other. I've always had a hard time with that one. Alright, for this one, going on an angle should in theory work well. Yep, it did.
Nice throw.
Nice throw. That voice clip is going to haunt my brain face for the next several days. I'm going to hear it when I go to sleep. I'm going to hear it whenever I try to eat breakfast.
Nice throw.
Okay, we're at the 10th one. Alright, okay, that didn't work out as what I would have liked.
Nice throw.
Alright, with this one, I think right here should in theory work. And it did. Okay, that worked out nicely. And this one was the one that I gave up on before. Let's see if we can actually achieve it this time. A little more to the right. Alright, we didn't make it. But you know what, that's fine. That's fine. I believe there are 20 stages in total for picking up spares. But we're just going to move on. Because now we'll be taking care of the one that people actually care about, power throws. This one is kind of an infamous one. If you don't know anything about power throws, you see the record, 359 pins. That should say something about what we're going to experience here today. So it starts off normal, it's 10 pins. We didn't get the strike, which is a great sign for this. But now we got 15 pins, and there's another layer of pins in the back. That's basically what this one's going to be. 21 pins on stage 3. For every stage, they're going to add another row of pins in the back. And this one is just super fun. This one is just super, super fun. Like, I am a little sick of looking at it right now because I've been here for hours trying to showcase that one stupid Easter egg. But this one is easily my favorite of the training mode minigames because it's just so cool seeing all the pins knocked down. This is impressive to see when I was a kid. They expand upon this in future Wii Sports games. Wii Sports Resort has 100-pin bowling, which is pretty fun. I feel like it's a lot more enjoyable in this one, though, because I don't know if anybody else ever feels this way. Does anybody else feel like the Wii Motion Plus kind of ruined the motion controls of the Wii remote? Because I know with Skyward Sword and things like that, it was meant to improve it. And in Skyward Sword, it works fine. But with Wii Sports Resort, I feel like the minigames that returned from the first game, they were not nearly as fun. Okay. I feel like they weren't nearly as fun in Resort as they were in this one. Like bowling or golf and things like that. It felt like when you go from this one, where the motion controls are a lot more simple, going into that one where like the tiniest flick of the wrist changes everything. It was a lot less enjoyable to play through in that one. 91 pins. Now this one has a pretty infamous Easter egg. If you were to throw the pin onto the railing on the side over there, something interesting happens.
Nice throw.
This took me 2 freaking hours to do today.
The high score.
That took 2 hours of constant 91 pin bowling. And I'm sick of looking at this game now. But we can finally move on. We can finally move on. Thank goodness. Okay. Now let's move on to spin control. This is going to be a great one to play when I can't get the Wii remote to throw straight. So this one's kind of interesting. So basically there's going to be barriers everywhere, and that is sarcastic! That is super sarcastic! I'm playing this game for 2 hours, and the entire time I'm struggling to get the ball to go straight. But in the one minigame where you want to curve around things, the ball goes straight! That is super sarcastic! Wii Sports, what did I ever do to you? I thought we were friends. I thought we were the bestest of friends.
Nice throw.
I remember this one giving me trouble, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Gonna tilt a little more to the right, see if that works, and it does. Yippee!
Nice throw.
There's a bowling thingy at Disney World that I really want to try sometime. So, this bowling place is called Splitsville, and the thing is, I don't usually go out of my way to go bowling in real life or anything like that, but I used to go with my family, and it was always a pretty fun time. But since I moved out, I haven't really gone out of my way to go bowling, like, at all. And I would like to at some point, because Splitsville does look pretty fun. It's just expensive.
Nice throw.
It's kind of expensive to go bowling over there, because it is Disney World after all. So, yeah, that's not the most glamorous thing in the world. Oh, that was a good curve. That was a good curve right there. Alright, this is the one that's going to give you trouble. Okay. Bowling gods, I believe in us. I believe we can do this. Come on, come on, come on. Go! Ah! Ah! That makes me happy. That makes me super duper happy. Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay, things are looking up. Things are coming up Gator. Now this one is probably my favorite one, because I remember so many people online back in the day, they were struggling to figure out how to get over this one. But you gotta like throw it at an arch, like where you let go of the button higher than usual to get the throw. You can also do that trick where when you get to the end, you can like kind of throw like a basketball towards it. It kind of does the error message though, so really hoping that it actually lets us do this. Alright, it did. Alright.
Nice throw.
Alright, we don't have to finish the rest of these. That's the one that I cared about demonstrating. Whew. Okay. But that being said, I do want to see how far we can go. I believe there's, just like with the picking up spares, there's 20 stages in here.
Nice.
So, that's going to be interesting indeed. Okay. Let's start off strong, and then it didn't work, so let's try this instead. Yay!
Nice.
I love how it goes in slow-mo when it goes past the barrier. It's such a fun detail. Alright, this one, let's tilt it to the right. Ah, dang. Alright, if it didn't hit the barrier, I would have gone there. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Go, 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 go. It didn't work. Okay. That is fine. That is fine. I'll take it. I will gladly take it.
Ah, Silver.
Silver the Hedgehog is a character. But with that taken care of, now it's time for golf. These are my least favorite ones. I'm gonna straight up say I'm not gonna care that much about these ones. I'm not gonna care about getting a good score on the golf ones at all. I just do not like these ones whatsoever. So we get 5 chances to get the thing. Basically with this one, we're gonna want to use the 1 button to look at the terrain. The darker colors are higher. The lower, sorry, the darker colors are lower to the ground. What I'm trying to say.
Nice in.
All right, looks about the same. We're going to hit this one a little over the second ball in the meter. Now this one, I mentioned before that I feel like the golf in this game, like, is like the most inconsistent with the most controls. Oh, that was cheap.
Try again.
Come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Nice in.
I think I've always wondered. So I don't watch sports, like, at all. I do not care about watching sports, but I've always wondered. Whenever you see anything about watching golf on TV, they're always whispering. It's like, who does that benefit to whisper? Because,
Try again.
like, the people playing the game aren't going to hear them narrating. And it's just going to make it annoying for the people watching the game to actually hear what's going on.
Try again.
So, like, who does it benefit to whisper when you're narrating a game?
Nice in.
Like, can you imagine if they did that for any other sports out there? Like, imagine you're watching, let's say, football or something like that, and rather than being all like, "Oh, look, they did a, they threw the ball at that one guy, and now he's carrying it across the field, and oh, he threw it in the ground. That is a touchdown, good sir. Yippee!" Rather than that, it'd be all like, all right, they're huddling around the thing, and
Nice in.
I was not paying attention to the game with that one. That was funny.
All right, we have both teams. They're all huddling up now, and they're going to be talking about what they're going to do. All right, they're squatting, and they're throwing the ball now. Now they're chasing them. It's kind of a violent game when you think about it. They're tossing it. Oh, there goes the quarterback doing a quarterback thing, and ooh, they got a touchdown. Ah.
What's wrong with me? Okay, I wasn't paying attention. But this one, do I have to hit it into the ball? Hit the ball into the thing? Ball, okay. This one's definitely difficult to do when you're sitting down. I don't feel like standing up, though. Eee!
Nice.
Oh, we just have to go into the green. Alright, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay, I'm gonna adjust how I'm sitting. This is kind of a difficult game to commentate over. Okay. So I mentioned a couple of videos back during the golf episode that there's a kind of a fun technique you can do where if you take the batteries out of the rear remote mid-swing, quickly put them back in and then swing again, you can glitch the game to make the ball go a little further. And if you're doing this on water, you can actually hit start the next swing on the water. And I wasn't able to pull that off when I was trying to do that off camera. I'm going to try my best to either figure out how to do it on my own time, or if someone will let me, I can use someone else's footage. But the glitch is pretty fun to watch, and it's kind of interesting because watching speedruns for this game taught me a lot more about Wii Sports than a lot of the other things when I was researching for this. So, like, for one, I didn't know this game had 3 versions. There's like 3 updated versions of Wii Sports out there. There's the first one, which apparently has additional cutscenes for baseball and a couple other things like that. The one I'm playing is not the launch version, that's the one that came after. And there's a 3rd version that has Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort on the same disc. I don't know if that one has any major differences or anything like that, but apparently the original version of Wii Sports, like the original launch day version, is the preferred one for speedrunning, because in that one,
Nice on.
like, it takes off a couple seconds because it doesn't have the baseball cutscenes. And it's really interesting because it's always really interesting hearing which version of a game a speedrunner prefers, because this version might have control issues, but it technically runs faster. This one is in another language that doesn't have as much dialogue, so that was a little bit faster to go through. If you ever wondered why like the Japanese versions of games are commonly used for speedruns, it's because most games, like Nintendo games or whatever, like let's use Mario 64 for example. So Super Mario 64 is a mostly text-driven game. Whenever you're talking about cutscenes and things like that, so it takes less like characters to write out a sentence in Japanese compared to English. So most Japanese like cutscenes are going to be a little bit faster than the English equivalents, which is why a lot of Japanese versions of games are used for speedruns. Ooh, this one! Hit the target with the ball. Before you take a swing, be sure to read the wind direction. I remember this one giving me trouble, but hopefully we'll be able to do okay. And boom! Ah, we don't have to get the ball to stay. We just need to hit it. Ah, that's fun. Alright, I'm okay with that. Alright, let's try to get one into... Let's try to get one into the one in the middle of the leg. Actually, I want to do a couple more practice swings before we do that. Alright, so we talked about this. So I want to talk about the Miis for a little bit, because seeing all this to bring back memory that is kind of amusing. So, dang it. See, that's what I don't like about golf. So you'll practice something a bunch of times. You'll practice something a bunch of times, and then when you do the actual thing and do the exact same motions as before, it doesn't work. Alright, we got the one on the island. I can live with that. Alright, so... yeah, seeing all this and bringing back a memory... back before Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS was a thing, I always wondered what it'd be like if a Mii was in Smash Bros. Because I always found it weird that they weren't in Brawl. And I learned later that they were going to be in Brawl, but Master Sakura at the time felt that that it wasn't a good idea to have them fighting and things like that. Yeah. So I always wondered if Mii's were in Smash Brothers, what would their moveset be like? And I always imagined that if that was the case, they'd probably have a moveset based off Wii Sports, Wii Play, like Wii Fit, all that fun stuff. So I imagine like their smash attacks would be based off tennis rackets or golf clubs, similar to what Peach was like. And I think okay, I don't remember all the ideas they had for their special moves, but the up special, I think if I remember correctly, it was based off the chicken suit minigame in Wii Fit. Like, the Mii would put on a chicken suit and they'd fly around for a little bit. Oh my god, that reminded me, the Final Smash. How could I forget this? The Final Smash, I was really happy with this idea. So the idea they had for their Final Smash, so, you know on the Mii Maker, the Mii channel, whenever you go on there, and there'd be a thing called a Mii Parade, where, like, all the Miis they got from, like, other players' consoles or things like that, or if you downloaded them from the Everybody Votes channel or Check Me Out channels and things like that, there was a Mii Parade thing. And my idea for the Mii Final Smash was that the character would get sent to the Mii channel, and the Miis would like do a Mii Parade and like stomp all over them. And it's amusing because it's kind of what Yoshi's Final Smash in Ultimate turned into. So, like, that's what I imagined the Miis would have been like. Oh man, like the Miis, they're kind of cool in Smash now. Having the different variations, the Brawler, Sword Fighter, and Gunner, and things like that. But I kind of like my ideas better. I'm thinking over what it would be like now. What could their other specials be? So, the up special has to be the chicken suit. The down special... let's go... Actually, for the regular special, let's go... Okay, their smash attacks are probably going to be like the boxing gloves in this game. Their neutral special could be bowling or something like that. They prepare a bowling ball or something, and the more they charge it up, the further it goes or whatever. 100 points exactly.